the NCAA is expected to approve increased scholarships across multiple sports. This is per Ross Dellinger on this, and I'll read the whole entire article later. But just to sum it up in terms of scholarships across 5 sports, like football to 105, that's increased by 20. Men's basketball to 15, that's increased by 2. Baseball to 34, that's increased by 22.3. Softball to 25, that's increased by 13. And women's volleyball to 18, that's increased by 6. Now, the article by Ross Dillinger did say, during a meeting Tuesday, Power Conference commissioners finalized new roster size limits that pave the way for athletic departments to distribute millions of dollars in new scholarships to athletes in those particular sports. And conference officials with knowledge of the figures spoke to Yahoo Sports under condition of basically being anonymous. And as part of the new revenue sharing model beginning the 2025-2026 academic year by sport, scholarship restrictions are eliminated, and schools are permitted to offer scholarships to the entirety of their rosters. The new roster limit figures are not final until the approval of the House settlement terms, and I already basically went over that. Like the 105 may not be a requirement until the start of the competition year for football, by the way. That's just an important note about the football. In all, more than 60 additional scholarships are available for distribution in those 5 sports, and as they do now, schools are not required to distribute scholarships to each player. For instance, many schools are unlikely to use a full 34 scholarships for baseball, choosing instead to offer grants to only a portion of its roster and leave walk-on opportunities. The new roster figures are expected to be included in the long-form agreement in the landmark settlement of 3 antitrust cases, including the House versus Ncaa. The agreement is expected to be filed Friday, which I will go over that as soon as the details come out on the distribution of the $2.77 billion in back pay to former athletes, as well as particulars of the new revenue sharing model permitting schools to distribute upwards of $20+ million annually. The details around roster sizes of other sports, many of which will see increases in scholarship slots, are expected in the document. And no sport will see a reduction in scholarship spots, according to plaintiff attorneys. As part of the agreement, roster limits must be set at or more than current scholarship restriction for each sport. Another key change to the scholarship structure: all sports will be considered equivalency sports, meaning partial scholarships can be distributed to players. So football, basketball, and other sports are currently head count sports, by the way, which would require players on scholarship to receive full grants. And like the Big Ten Media Days, Tony Petitti, the commissioner of the Big Ten, said the settlements expansion of scholarships gives schools all kinds of opportunities, which includes additional women scholarships to balance out the Title IX in a revenue sharing model, and many schools are preparing to increase scholarships significantly and can count as much as $2.5 million of additional scholarships toward the annual revenue sharing cap, expected to be at or around $21.5 million. According to several Power Conference administrators who spoke to Yahoo Sports, programs are expected to spend between $3 million and $7 million in additional scholarships each year. So for the most elite programs, the total cost of the both additional scholarship additions and the sharing of revenue of athletes will exceed $30 million a year, which is a figure reported in Yahoo Sports back in May. The annual revenue sharing cap is expected to steadily increase as much as $25 million in the next 3 years. That the cap based on the average of the power our revenue streams fluctuates as revenue increases. To maintain compliance with the federal Title IX law, any scholarship increase in men's sports will likely need to be replicated in women's sports, driving up the costs, of course. Like the additional costs. But not all programs can afford to add so many scholarships. Some administrators are in the process of tiering their sports by decreasing investments on certain programs and increasing investment in others. This includes staff and salary cuts, as well as reduction in scholarships from Olympic sports, especially those that generate little to no revenue. So we'll have to wait and see on Friday on the settlement lawsuit and all this. So anyways, if you like this content, hit the like and subscribe button. See you guys later on the road to 700 subscribers. Of course, ultimate goal is 1,000 or more. So make money off this course. Like the video, comment the video really helps YouTube algorithm so more people can see it. Sharing the video does help as well, so more people could watch. And if you're watching and unsubscribe, hit subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well.